The NBA is an interesting place to evolve. A player can be highly ranked in the draft, yet reveal himself to be below his perceived value. Others start from the bottom and exponentially increase their value in the eyes of people around them. Believe it or not, many who were under the radar before are shining bright in the league now. Here's a list of players who started off as nobodies, then became stars. Number 10. Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, also known as Jimmy Buckets, has lived a very interesting life. Being raised without a father and living in the houses of friends after he was kicked out of his own home, Butler had reasons to aspire hard. He proved himself skilled in basketball enough to be given an athletic scholarship to Marquette, the alma mater of fellow NBA player Dwayne Wade. There, Butler showed promise in the junior and senior years, but not enough to be a top prospect. Selected 30th overall in the 2011 NBA draft, he initially saw limited playing time with the Chicago Bulls. Eventually, though, his propensity for scoring and playing aggressively reaped rewards, and he became a multiple-time All-Star. After spending most of his first seasons with the Bulls, Butler signed with the Miami Heat in 2019. The Heat immediately improved with his arrival, and he was pivotal in them reaching the 2020 NBA Finals, where they faced off against the Los Angeles Lakers. Butler willed his team to winning 2 of the series' 6 games with 2 memorable triple-double games. Number 9. Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry was drafted 24th overall in the 2006 NBA draft by the Memphis Grizzlies. He competed with fellow point guard Mike Conley for the starting position, and in 2009 the team decided to go with Conley moving forward. Lowry allegedly was also a bad influence on the roster, and losing out the starting spot did not sit well with him. In February of 2009, he was traded to the Houston Rockets, where he played backup to Aaron Brooks. His quality of play gradually increased, and the league started to take notice. However, when Kevin McHale was brought in as the new coach of the team in 2011, Lowry butted heads with him. He was traded to the Toronto Raptors in 2012, and that was where he found a home, significantly increasing his stats. He would make his first All-Star appearance in 2015, and in 2019, he played a key role in Toronto winning its first championship. Number 8. Kawhi Leonard. Although this may be hard for some fans to believe, Kawhi Leonard was not believed to be anything more than perhaps a good role player in his first seasons in the league. He wasn't considered a remarkable offensive player, but rather one who can rebound and defend, in addition to his 7'3" wingspan. Selected 15th overall in the 2011 NBA draft by the Indiana Pacers, he was traded to the San Antonio Spurs along with the rights to Erasm Lorbeck and Davis Bertans, in exchange for George Hill. But yet, Spurs coach Greg Popovich believed in Kawhi's potential immediately, especially since he was impressed with his work ethic, saying, "I think he's going to be a star, and as time goes on, he'll be the face of the Spurs, I think." At both ends of the court, he's a really special player. And what makes me so confident about him is that he wants it so badly. He wants to be a good player. A great player. He comes early, he stays late, and he's coachable. He's just like a sponge. When you consider he's only had 2 years of college and no training camp yet, you can see that he's going to be something else. Kawhi quickly proved him right, and was an excellent defender in addition to his steadily increasing offensive output. He was named NBA Finals MVP in 2014, helping the Spurs beat the Miami Heat. After that, well, the rest is history, because Kawhi would outright prove that he could dominate on the offensive end as well. Number 7. Nikola Jokic. If in 2015 you were to tell people that a player who was drafted the previous year in the 2nd round with the 41st pick, and who would only be playing America for the first time would become a franchise player, they would have thought you were cuckoo. Well, that's precisely the story of Nikola Jokic. Although his first season was promising, Jokic immediately proved himself to be a formidable force on both ends. In 2021, Jokic averaged over 26 points and almost 11 rebounds a game to be named NBA MVP. A monster leap from where he started. Number 6. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, when people think of the Milwaukee Bucks, they think of Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's by far the best player on the team who carries the franchise. But after he was drafted in 2013 at the age of only 18, he was far from the player we know today. Playing very much a support role as a rookie, there wasn't much noise surrounding his arrival, though he led all NBA rookies in blocks that season with 61. The following seasons would see him improve his output until he finally truly broke out in the 2017 season. Averaging over 20 points a game for the first time, Giannis would be rewarded with his first trip to the All-Star game and by being named the NBA's most improved player. He definitely delivered on the promise he showed, as he made Milwaukee a regular playoff contender. Number 5. Isaiah Thomas. Former Boston Celtics star Isaiah Thomas definitely didn't start out a star. Being drafted in the second round of the 2011 draft with the 60th pick, in his first 3 seasons in the league, he showed signs of future greatness while playing with the Sacramento Kings, then had a rather unremarkable run with the Phoenix Suns, before joining the Celtics and simply exploding. Averaging 28.9 points in the 2017 season. Thomas's individual numbers have dipped since then, but let's not forget the guy was selected 60th. Number 4. Manu Ginobili. Argentine and all-time winner Manu Ginobili is further proof of the 2000s being the golden age of the Spurs front office. He was drafted 57th in the 1999 draft, but didn't play in the NBA immediately to play in Italy. Upon finally joining the team in 2002, Ginobili quickly proved himself to be a valuable asset for the squad. He helped the Spurs win 4 titles and popularized the Euro step move in America. One of the best sixth men of all time, Ginobili retired in 2018. And in 2019, his jersey was retired, similar to his teammate Tim Duncan. Are there more opportunities for low-ranked draft prospects to become stars now that the game has changed? Let us know your thoughts down below. Number 3. Rudy Gobert. Picked 27th overall in the 2013 draft, Rudy Gobert did not stand out at all and was traded on draft night by the Denver Nuggets to the Utah Jazz. Early on his rookie season, the Jazz assigned him to their D-League team, the Bakersfield Jam. After playing 8 games, he was recalled to the Jazz, only to be reassigned, then recalled again. He largely improved in his sophomore season, a trend which would continue until he averaged a double-double for the first time in his 4th season. Now a threat on both ends of the floor, the Jazz now had someone to rely on other than their rising star Donovan Mitchell. Gobert had now proven himself to be a key component to the Jazz playbook and a keeper for years to come. Number 2. Steve Nash. Steve Nash had a legendary career. But for those who don't know, there were a lot of speed bumps at first for the Canadian point guard. He was drafted 15th overall in the 1996 draft by the Phoenix Suns. He actually received boos from fans who had no idea who he was or what he could bring to the team. Indeed, during his first stint in Phoenix, he was largely in the background. But the Dallas Mavericks took an interest in him. And that was where he was traded to in 1998. In Dallas, Nash honed his skills and really showed people his star-caliber talents, playing alongside the young Dallas star Dirk Nowitzki. He returned to Phoenix in 2004 and swiftly changed the team's fortunes, making them one of the top teams in the league and winning back-to-back MVP awards in 2005 and 2006. He finished his career with the Los Angeles Lakers, eventually retiring in 2015. Following his retirement, his brilliance as a player was further recognized as he was given roles pertaining to consultancy and coaching. Nash won his first championship as a member of an organization when the team he was working for, the Golden State Warriors, won in 2017. He would later be hired as the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets in 2020. Number 1. Paul George. LA Clippers superstar Paul George certainly had his share of ups and downs early in his career, and his ride to superstardom was gradual as well. Selected by the Indiana Pacers with the 10th overall pick in the 2010 draft, George was known for his athleticism and wasn't a primary scoring option. The 2013 season really changed his career, as Danny Granger was out for most of the season, and the Pacers chose to make George a go-to guy. He and Roy Hibbert managed to push their playoff series with the Miami Heat to 7 games before bowing out in the end. That season sowed the seeds for Paul to be recognized as an all-star caliber player, and marked the first of his multiple all-star appearances. The next season would see PG-13 shine as a defensive player, and he would be named to the all-defensive first team for the first time in his career. George would eventually leave Indiana, playing for the Oklahoma City Thunder before joining forces with Kawhi Leonard on the Clippers. George would lead the Clippers to their first Western Conference Finals appearance and their first Conference Finals game victory in 2021. From being a role player at best to a full-blown superstar on a championship-level team is just an astounding transformation for any player, and Paul George is definitely enjoying the spotlight now. What do you guys think is an important factor for those who blossom into NBA stars? Perhaps mentorship, playing with the right people, or simply a change in environment, such as moving to another city? Whatever your thoughts, comment down below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more NBA content.